Clara stepped off the train and into the embrace of a London fog so thick it felt alive, wrapping around her like a worn shawl. She felt both exhilarated and awash with trepidation as she navigated the gray streets, her heart pulsing with dreams of becoming an artist in this vibrant city. After years of yearning and saving, she had finally moved from her small town to chase inspiration, unaware of the secrets waiting for her in the corners of London. As she approached the dilapidated Victorian townhouse she had rented, the shadows whispered stories of the past. The creaky floors and overgrown garden held an ancient charm, yet a shiver ran down her spine. Clara paused at the threshold, her breath hitching at the entrance that felt both inviting and foreboding. With a deep breath, she stepped inside, anticipating a fresh start. But something unseen beckoned her deeper into the heart of the house, where the echoes of another artist awaited her. Clara settled into her new home, the air thick with a dampness that seeped into her bones. Strange occurrences began to stir her imagination. A flicker of shadow by the window, a whisper that seemed to dance on the edge of her hearing. She often caught herself glancing over her shoulder, the hairs on her neck prickling with an unshakable feeling of being watched. Determined to chase her dreams, she painted late into the night, each stroke of her brush a quiet rebellion against her unease. As the moonlight streamed through the dusty windows, Clara felt the room shift, filled with an energy that was both foreign and mesmerizing. An inexplicable warmth accompanied her creativity, her heart racing as the whispers transformed into gentler sounds, guiding her to explore deeper realms of her imagination. Little did she know, she was awakening Alara, a spirit bound to the very artist's soul she would soon help set free. Clara stepped cautiously into the attic, the wooden stairs creaking underfoot. Dust motes danced in the thin shafts of light, filtering through grimy windows, illuminating forgotten relics of a bygone era. As she rummaged through the clutter, she stumbled upon an old canvas draped in a moth-eaten cloth. Curiosity piqued. She carefully pulled it aside, revealing an unfinished portrait. The woman depicted, with flowing dark hair and piercing blue eyes, seemed to hold immeasurable stories within her gaze. Clara's heart raced. She felt an unyielding connection, an echo of familiarity that resonated deep within her soul. Unable to resist, she reached out, fingertips grazing the painted surface. A jolt of energy surged through her, as if the spirit of the woman stirred to life, beckoning her to uncover more of the past. Captivated, Clara took the portrait downstairs, unaware that in taking it, she'd awakened a longing that would intertwine their fates. Clara spent countless hours painting, lost in a world of color and shadow, when the whispers began. At first, they were faint, barely perceptible beneath the sound of her brush against canvas. But as she immersed herself deeper into her work, the whispers grew clearer, weaving around her like the vaporous fog enveloping the city. It wasn't frightening. Instead, it felt almost like a gentle caress, beckoning her to listen. With every stroke, Clara could sense emotions rising from the depths of the unseen presence. The joy of creation mingled with a profound sorrow. She began to hear echoes of Alara's life, stories of a talented artist once celebrated and yet eternally trapped. Clara couldn't see Alara, but she felt her spirit linger, urging her to paint with passion and purpose. As the light faded outside, the fog thickened, and with it, Clara's awareness deepened, drawing her closer to the life and art of the ghostly muse who had claimed her heart. Clara awoke in a haze, the remnants of Alara's world still clinging to her thoughts like morning fog. The memories seeped into her consciousness, vibrant laughter echoing through bustling Victorian streets, sighs of heartache carried by the wind. It was in these dreams that she felt Alara's spirit most vividly, her joy and sorrow intermingling like colors on a palette. They began to communicate, whispers translating into strokes upon Clara's canvas, as if Alara's essence ignited a fire within her. Each night, Alara guided Clara through her unfinished narratives, urging her to embrace the depths of emotion that came with being an artist. Clara found herself drawn into a collaborative dance of inspiration, where Alara's once buried talent surged anew through Clara's hands. As she painted, their connection strengthened, intertwining their fates further. Each stroke became a testament to their shared longing for resolution, binding them across the veil of time. Motivated by Alara's vivid memories, Clara felt a deep urge to explore the hidden wonders of London. Each corner of the city whispered tales of the past, urging her to seek out those places that had once marked Alara's life. Wandering through cobblestone streets, Clara visited quaint cafes and bustling galleries, capturing glimpses of a Victorian world that contrasted starkly with her own. The allure of the past filled her heart with both melancholy and inspiration. Alara's stories unfolded in her mind, painting vivid pictures of laughter shared over tea, lively conversations about art, and the intimate gatherings of kindred spirits. As Clara painted scenes that echoed Alara's memories, she infused her work with a rich tapestry of emotions, joy, longing, and loss. With each stroke, Clara not only honored Alara's legacy, but also began to carve out her own identity as an artist, understanding that the echoes of the past would always guide her brush. Alara's voice wove through Clara's dreams like whispers in a gentle breeze, speaking of love and loss intertwined. As Clara rested in her paint-splattered bed, Alara vividly recounted the night that changed everything, the night of betrayal. Her once bright world dimmed when a trusted confidant, cloaked in the guise of affection, shattered her heart. Each word resonated deep within Clara, igniting a fierce empathy for the tragic artist. In the dim light of dawn, Clara awoke. Shaken by Alara's sorrow, she clutched her sketchbook tightly, feeling a newfound urgency to help. Every brushstroke became a cathartic release, channeling Alara's pain into her art. The unfinished portrait in the attic now felt like a call to action. Clara vowed to grapple with Alara's past, determined to uncover the truth, promising to transform heartbreak into beauty. Together, they would navigate the shadows, seeking solace and resolution in the layered echoes of time. Clara stood in front of her easel, the looming exhibition date shadowing her thoughts. The mix of excitement and dread swirled within her, a constant reminder of the stakes. Each brushstroke felt monumental, as if she were not only revealing her art, but also a piece of Alara's soul. Memories of their shared moments fueled her creativity, yet doubts crept in. What would people think if they knew the truth? Would they dismiss her work as mere novelty, inspired by a ghost? As the days slipped away, Clara sensed Alara's comforting presence beside her, a gentle whisper of encouragement that shone through her fears. "You have stories to tell," Alara seemed to say, weaving through the fog of Clara's uncertainty. Empowered by this connection, Clara painted with fervor, pouring her heart into each piece. This exhibition would not just showcase her journey, it would honor Alara, and in doing so, perhaps fulfill what they both had been searching for. A storm descended upon London with a fury that rattled Clara's windows and clawed at the eaves of her Victorian townhouse. Thick gray clouds cloaked the city in darkness, and the air crackled with tension, mirroring Alara's own tumultuous emotions. As the rain lashed down, Clara felt a desperate urgency surge within her, compelling her to paint. She stood by her easel, her heart racing as she splattered vivid colors across the canvas. fighting against the chaos that enveloped her. Each brushstroke was a rebellion against her fears, a cathartic expression of the storm that had taken root within both her and Alara. In this frenzied creative trance, the energy of Alara's spirit intensified, swirling around her like the gusts outside. Through the tempest's roar, Clara could hear echoes of long-buried sorrow mingling with her own determination, pushing her toward an emotional climax that felt inevitable, a shared struggle rising with every stroke. As Clara rummaged through the chest of drawers in the dimly lit bedroom, her fingers brushed against something unusual. She pulled out a delicate diary, its leather cover frayed and worn. Heart racing, she opened it, revealing Alara's elegant handwriting, filled with swirling loops and flourishes that breathed life into the pages. With each entry, Clara plunged deeper into Alara's world, feeling her heartache and aspirations writhe within the words. The diary told of vibrant exhibitions, laughter shared with friends, and a love that turned bitter with betrayal. Clara's breath caught as she read about the moment Alara's trust was shattered, a knife-like betrayal that sealed her fate. Each word resonated, unveiling the pain that tethered Alara's spirit to the townhouse. Empathy surged through Clara as she recognized an unshakable connection. Steadying herself, she vowed to showcase Alara's beauty to the world, believing that through her art, the ghost could finally find peace. As Clara delved deeper into Alara's past, she sensed a profound shift in the atmosphere of the townhouse. The air thickened with emotion as Alara began to unveil the haunting details of her life. Through whispers that danced in the shadows, Clara learned of the love that had once ignited Alara's soul, a passion that ultimately twisted into betrayal. Her heart ached as Alara recounted the moment her trust shattered, leaving her spirit tethered to this world, unable to move on from her unfinished dreams. Tears welled in Clara's eyes as she listened, feeling each wave of Alara's sorrow wash over her. In these revelations, Clara discovered the true weight of Alara's lingering presence. Her art was not just a source of inspiration, but a vessel for unspoken pain. Fueled by a fierce determination, Clara vowed to not only honor Alara's story, but to help her find the closure she so desperately sought. With the studio bathed in early morning light, Clara stood before the canvas, her heart pounding. She could feel Alara's presence swirling around her, a gentle blend of support and urgency. As her brush glided across the surface, each stroke began to weave their stories together. Alara's vibrant past and Clara's hopeful future, intertwined in hues of deep blue and warm gold. Memories of their shared moments flooded Clara's mind, the whispers of the fog, the haunting beauty of the unfinished portrait, and the weight of Alara's sorrow. As the final stroke approached, an electric charge filled the air, and Clara sensed Alara's spirit merging with her creation. Their destinies become one, and in that moment, Clara understood that this painting was more than just art. It was a bridge between two worlds. Emotions surged, and Clara felt a profound release, a catharsis that promised peace for both of them. As the day of the exhibition dawned, Clara's heart raced with anticipation and anxiety. The gallery buzzed with excitement, filled with curious art lovers, unaware of the ghostly muse behind her work. Each painting radiated a poignant connection to Alara, reflecting not only the beauty of her past, but also the pain that had tethered her spirit for so long. Clara stood beside her most significant piece, the completed portrait of Alara, a canvas woven with their intertwined stories. Just as the crowd gathered, Clara felt a familiar presence envelop her, a soft whisper urging her forward. Invigorated by the palpable energy of the room, she spoke about her journey, the bridge between their lives forged in love and loss. With each word, she could sense Alara's essence, shimmering like the fog outside, drifting away, becoming one with the light. In that moment, Clara knew she was not just unveiling her art, but honoring a legacy destined to echo through time.